What is up, wrestling fans? I am Jason Burgos for Ringside Intel. I am joined by a woman that is known by many for her time on the popular TV show 9 Day Fiancé. However, there are many others that know her for her wrestling on the independent scene, NWA, winner of Amazon Prime's The Go, and now in Wild Wrestling. And that is the one and only Paola Mayfield. Madam Mayfield, thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you so much for having me. And I like my intro. Love it.
It's well earned. You've achieved a lot of things so quickly. So I don't want to ask you about like getting into the wrestling business. That's kind of been covered a lot in other places. So I actually want to ask you about your growth as a wrestler because you have only been in this thing for just a few years, which is not that much time in this sort of industry. What do you feel took the longest to get used to and get comfortable with as a professional wrestler? Was it the techniques and moves and all the different moves? Was it putting together matches and the psychology element, which is always so tough? Or was it just like getting used to the bumps and the pain and the brutality it can be on the body? Maybe it was just the time it takes away from your life and the sacrifice of it.
Well, I feel like the hardest is the psychology. I feel like it's not just to get in the ring and just do the moves. It's beyond that. And that's what people think. I feel like now I'm getting to learn once we get in there, like what we have to do. It's just because at the beginning, I felt like I was just memorizing things like, oh, I need to, my things, right? Like, I just need to do this like a robot, like everything, like, I don't know. And I look back to my matches and I'm like, of course I'm embarrassed. Because why? Because I feel like this is more than just learning the move. It's more about learning the business and learning everything. Like, it's so much more than that. And I feel like I have so much to learn still because, as you said, I have a short time doing this. But I feel like, and because I heard it from other people, also, I feel like in the short time that I have, and even not having a background in wrestling, because I'm Colombian and wrestling is not something that we do, and I didn't grow up watching wrestling, so I don't have the background that so many people have in this business. But I feel like I have so much passion for this that I'm sucking everything in. Like, they tell me something and I'm like absorbing like a sponge, because I love it. And I feel like time is always running, and there is so many, it's competitive, this business is competitive, and there's so many talented girls that I feel like I'm keep learning, but I'm getting better and better every time.
To go from the, like I mentioned, Independence, NWA, Prime Series, now to WoW, it's impressive. Nonetheless, it's just such a short amount of time. During that time you've been so far in WoW, where do you feel they've bettered you in your all-around skills as a wrestler and a performer? Is it just because, you're mixing it up in the ring with new people and that's a learning experience and learning things from them? Is it more like the TV production level and getting used to maybe things like breaks, the commercial breaks, stuff like that, maybe time limitations on your match because they got to produce an hour show and all these kinds of things on TV? What do you feel like being in WoW? How has that made you better?
Well, I feel like it's a big production. Everybody's there to always teach you something. And to be honest, it's the first time that I work with a company like that, because I did work for other companies before, but I feel like the organization and how it goes, everything behind the scene is so well done that it actually helped me a lot not to feel like what happened before, that what am I doing? What is this? What is people doing? No, it's amazing to work with someone that also take care of their talent, because I feel like that's the biggest thing with WoW. They do take care of their talent, and also not just that, to have a really good production. And I feel like bringing me into WoW, I feel like it's not just because of my background. I feel like he saw me wrestling, and I feel like he saw that I'm really good for the roster and I can bring a lot to this roster, and that's my goal. I'm not only won the WoW World Championship, because that's my number one goal, but it's not just that. I actually want. I want to help grow this company, because this company has so much talent and so many amazing girls that I feel like I'm here for a reason, and not just for the WoW Women's Championship, but for more than that.
Do you feel like in other promotions that even when you're still relatively new to the business, they've kind of just like, go out and figure it out and do your own thing, and maybe they feel that's flexibility and freedom, but it's kind of leave your own up to your own devices. But you're still a developing talent. Wow, has that infrastructure to help someone like you to get better instead of just like, oh, go figure it out. Like they want to use their assets to make you a better performer, and that wasn't the case over in other places.
Yeah, it was not the case. I felt like I was throwing out there, like, go do it just to use my image of who I am, and not like, oh, we have a storyline. And that's why I am so proud, and so I respect the company well so much because of that. Because they didn't just throw me there and just, hey, go and do an appearance, do a Paola, whatever. Because at the end of the day, I also want to take care of my image. I don't want to go outside and there and just maybe messing it up because I didn't understand what's up. And so that's why working well, have coaches in there, the people that if you have questions, they're going to be answering the questions, because I care for my image too, and they respect me and value me as such, that it's just, I have so much gratitude for them. And so I feel like I love the fact that they do take care about what they're doing in there. It's not just going and have a match and that's it. No, it's just everything, the storyline, everything is so well put that I am actually like, I couldn't ask for a better place.
You've mentioned in the past how the documentary on Paige, former AEW, WWE star, how she got into the business and her family type that inspired you early on. But beyond Paige, like what wrestlers, either from the past or the present, do you watch and go, man, I really like what he or she does, maybe mirror their style, or maybe, like you said, the kind of like the agents, the producers, and the veterans they have in the back of WoW that, have really inspired you to mold your, continue to evolve your style.
Yeah, well, I did watch Tormenta. Tormenta have a lot of years in the business. She's amazing. I feel like I wanted to work with her. I feel like she have this strong personality, and for me even to realize who I really wanted to be, because at the end of the day, I'm still this reality TV star. They have haters, a lot of haters, and I have this personality that I can't change it that easy. And also, I'm not just being a character. I'm being me. A little bit more extra, a little bit, but that's okay. We can be extra.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I feel like I wanted maybe to be this tomboy or something like that, but I can't do it. I'm still doing it sometimes. So, but I feel like I'm watching Tormenta. She's so strong, and I'm like, you can be strong, but you can also be sexy and girly and all this stuff. So I did watch her a lot, and I do like the Mexican style of wrestling. So I think she will be someone that like I've watched for a very long time.
Yeah, and the industry has come so far that, instead of being maybe overly girly or overly, tomboy, the industry has evolved so much that it's met in the middle, and you're doing stuff like that. Going back to Paige is, she's a free agent. Would you love to see WoW maybe give her calls? She could possibly, come to the company for a little bit, and would you be interested in having a match with someone?
Oh my gosh, I would be like, oh my gosh, I met her and she knows who I am. She have listened to the podcast that I have mentioned her. She when I met her, we have like a girly fun moment. She's like, I know you from 90 Day Fiancé, and I'm like, oh my god, girl, I know you from this movie. But I actually watch your matches. And she said, like, if I want to, I can contact her. She's right now not with this company, so maybe she can come and say hi to WoW. Come on, Davey, do your thing. But that would be awesome. I don't know. I feel like, but I don't know what her plans are. Right. But she's someone that I feel like she's great. She's great. Yeah. Like, if she wants to have a match, I would let her do anything to me. But that would be awesome. I feel like it would be a great opportunity.
Yeah. Now at one time you went with the last name Blaze instead of Mayfield, and but you've gone back to Mayfield and WoW, and WoW's definitely leaned into your past in reality TV. Was there a part of you maybe at one time like, I kind of want to separate myself from this stuff, I don't want to be known as just this person that was on 90 Day Fiancé. I'm a wrestler now. I want to create this wrestling reputation and name for myself, or do you kind of embrace it? And it seems like that's what it is. You embrace it. That show put you on a level that maybe early in your career it really helped you move along faster. Like, what's your feelings on the deep connections that WoW uses for your reality TV past?
Well, I did wanted to disconnect a little bit from my last name. I did. I wanted just to separate both worlds, but it is hard because people know me from who I am, and I cannot change that. And it is what it is, and it's nothing wrong with that. Blaze was great. There are a lot of Blaze out there, and not many Paola or the Colombian goat. It's just something that like it just catches much better. Plus, I'm the winner of the show, so I'm the go. But I feel like it's just it's much better and it's easier, so I don't have to create so many different things. Blazes
Yeah.
has nothing to do
Right.
with anything about me, and not even I'm too Latina for a Blaze. Well, the Mayfield too, but
Yeah.
everybody know me for the Mayfield, so yeah.
I talked to owner Jeannie Buss about the WoW a couple of years ago, and she was like very open to the idea of like it being like a feeder league to WWE and AEW stuff like that. The company WWE recently started like the ID program. You know, does your contract with WoW allow you to be a part of something like that, or you know, if WWE or AEW, TNA, you know, those brands were interested in tryouts? Is WoW willing to let you go try those things, or you're pretty much exclusive to them for the time being?
There is no exclusivity with them. I know Dave is pretty open with that, but right now I'm just focused on WoW and growing on WoW. That my mindset is not anything that I never said that maybe far in the future I'm not. Maybe if I go and represent WoW with these companies, that I'm the WoW when I become the WoW champion, so I can go and represent WoW. That would be great. I would love to do that.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with sticking with the brand and building your name with the brand, and you know, builds your equity and the brand's equity. So now 90 Day Fiancé has become such a popular show that it turns cast members into celebrities, and getting fame can be difficult at first for some. Did your time on 90 Day make like this transition to, you know, wrestling, which is still very much show business for, even though it's athletics and stuff like that? Did it make the transition easier because you're used to cameras in your face, you know, filming for TV, people coming up to you on the street and all those kinds of things? Did it make that transition to like the bright lights of wrestling a lot easier?
Well, to be honest, I wouldn't say maybe just used to the cameras, but once you get in the ring, the cameras are completely different. So normally I have my cameras right here and the people are telling you what to do right there. But I think it may be just a little bit more comfortable not to feel so embarrassed, because some people actually get embarrassed to be in front of the camera. I feel like it took me a little while to play with the cameras in the ring. Way different than with the shows that I have done. It's like what do I need to do? Bring it up. Like I'm just ready. I'm used to that. And other thing, like going back to like 90 Day Fiancé, it does open doors, but not everybody become famous from that. All of those who become famous is because they take opportunities and they actually go for it and fight for it and find something else to do. Because you don't become famous, you are a TV star, but you want skills. You want to show your skills, what you are able to do besides showing your life on TV. And this is what I prove. And not putting down anybody, but I prove that it was not just me showing my life, because what is the talent of that, right? But like doing wrestling, actually, I'm proving that I do have a challenge, even though I didn't know I have, even though I'm a personal trainer, I'm a nutrition coach, but like the athleticism that you show in the ring and being able to fly and land it on somebody else and have the courage to do that and to entertain. Not everybody have that, or everybody have that spark. And I feel like I am so grateful for 90 Day Fiancé that they opened the door for me to make this a little bit easier, because let's be honest, not because I'm a TV star, all the doors have been opening for me. I have to prove that I'm good in the ring for them to actually, because WoW didn't get me just because I'm a reality TV star. No, I proved them that I'm also good in the ring, that I need work, but I have so much to offer besides just being a public figure with more than 1 million followers.
Now, I mean, I'm a fan of the show, and I remember watching it. So I have a couple of questions just on the show, just to end it all, wrap it up. Now, so the first one is, when they the film crew is with you, are they there like morning to night, 24/7, very little privacy, 7 days a week? Or are there like off days where the film crew, they get off days and it's a weekend, and at least you have a weekend to yourself during the whole 90 days or whatever while it's filming?
Well, we set up a time to film, right? And for example, when we went to Colombia, we went to visit my family. We stay in the same hotel with the crew, and we have our producer. So the producer is always watching us, and like it's early in the morning, 8, 9 in the morning. Like depends if we finish late, like 10 or 11 p.m. or something like that. They let us sleep a little bit more, but it's all day. The only time that you have off is when you go to sleep. But then the cameras are rolling all the time. When I did the goat was in a mansion, so there were cameras 24/7 filming us. So
Wow.
that one, it was the most intense because I did not have privacy. You just like the only
Wow.
privacy was in the bathroom, but other than that, I had my bed in here and the camera was right there. You can't do anything, nothing, nothing, nothing. Yeah, so it just is different dynamic. Yeah.
Now the last one is, did you like after the show, and especially maybe from the Prime series as well, expanded like the amount of people that knew you and stuff like that. But have there been moments where that fans created like awkward situations in person because like they felt they knew you because they've watched you in these really personal kind of moments, and did you have you had to deal with weird stuff like that because of 90 Day Fiance?
Well, to be honest, I never met someone like in person that they can dare to tell me the things that they tell me on social media, or they have the guts to
Ah,
do that, because there are a
okay.
lot of pages out there like creating, look, they just grab one of my pictures and they distortion my mouth to make me look like weird, like,
Oh.
look, there I have seen so many stuff, like, and you know what, at the beginning I used to take it in the wrong way, but now I'm like, hey, whatever, just bring it on, baby, what else do you want me to do? So it doesn't affect me anymore like I used to.